The Quick Diz News is part of the Quick Diz Takes family of podcasts.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Hello, I'm Michael Eisner.
Oh boy.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Quick Diz News. This is episode 25. I'm your host tonight, Sarah Castano. Hey, howdy, hey, joined by Mr. John Castano.
Hi.
And we're going to get right into it. Not a ton of news, but a big piece of news people have been talking about, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot to say about it too. So we're going to start off our quick Diz mention, starting off with some speculation. Living with the Land has been closing the Epcot Pavilion for almost 2 weeks now. We're recording this on a Thursday night. As of tomorrow, Friday, September 3rd, it will be closed for 2 weeks. So there's no news from Disney as to why it's closed. We don't know if it's refurb, if it's maintenance, if it's security. So no word from them, but been checking that Disney app, that My Disney experience, and it remains temporarily closed.
It was open for like 6 minutes. I think.
Oh, was it?
I think they tried to open it, but they closed it right back down.
So I'm wondering if maybe it's like a mechanical thing, because I checked it right before we logged on and it still says temporarily.
No, I'm not saying today. I think the other day.
Oh.
They tried to open it and then it just closed again.
So that's our piece of speculation. We don't know what's going on, but we do love our Living with the Land here at Quick Diz Takes. So Disney Plus has announced they will be getting a Rocketeer revival movie. The return of the Rocketeer was originally said to take place 6 years after the original film, but when the project was initially shelved, that kind of went with it. So the information we have right now is very limited. We know it has been picked up. We know there is a director. I didn't include it, and the name escapes me at the moment, but it has been picked up. No date announced at this time, but I imagine as things get rocking and rolling, we'll have more details for you. Disney also cast some new actors as Mufasa and Scar in the Lion King sequel. Actors Aaron Pierre and Kelvin Harrison Jr. have been cast as the voices of Mufasa and Scar, respectively. A quick little update here. Walt Disney World announced that firework cruises will be returning starting September 18th, 2021. Reservations for Fairy Tale Fireworks, a sparkling dessert cruise, returns to the Magic Kingdom. So something else to look forward to, especially if you're headed down for that 50th anniversary celebration to check out Enchanted. And last up, before we get into our big story this week, Disney has confirmed that Remy's Ratatouille Adventure will require a virtual queue, although this may be temporary because their website states, and I quote, "When Remy's Ratatouille Adventure initially opens, in order to experience the attraction, guests will be required to join the virtual queue. A standby queue will not be available at opening," end quote. It goes on to say, it's limited and subject to availability. And just like with Rise of the Resistance, you cannot enter the queue more than once per day. So it kind of leads me to believe that maybe this is a system they're going to put in place as new kind of high demand or anticipated high demand attractions open, and then eventually phased out probably into their Genie or Lightning Lane systems. So when it does open, it will be a virtual queue. Sorry, Tim, I know how much you love them so very, very much. But our big story this week, and what we're probably going to spend most of our time about, is annual passes are back at Walt Disney World, but for a price. So people are still kind of reeling about the Genie Plus paid Fast Pass system, the Lightning Lane access system with a price that hasn't even been announced. So that tells you that there's going to be a sticker shock there. And so the passes were announced, and people have had a lot to say. I really wanted to jump on the day that they were announced and kind of do a reaction show just to kind of vent it all out. I feel like I vented to my friends and coworkers and possibly even my husband so many times that I'm not happy about it, but at least I'm calm. So they announced the return of the park's annual passes, all 4 levels, because there are 4 now. Well, there are 4 before. all four levels. They all include discounts on dining, merchandise, and more. I'm still curious what the more is. I know it's not alcohol. I'm not sure what else more is, but more. Standard theme park parking, special merchandise and content created just for pass holders, access to the VI pass holder support to get the most out of your year of magic, which is like a feature on their website, or I believe it's also like the newsletter you get like twice a year, or at least I've gotten at least twice that I know of. So it's really not even like on a regular basis. So the lowest tier, or the least expensive, we'll say, is called the Disney Pixie Dust Pass. It has a renewal price, not an outright first-time purchase, a renewal price of $339 in tax. I'm pretty sure they put the renewal price because it's cheaper, and that's what people will think they're doing when they buy for the first time.
There it is.
So the Disney Pixie Dust Pass is for Florida residents
What does that
only.
matter?
It allows you to visit one or more Walt Disney World theme park on the same day with an advanced park reservation, so you've got a built-in hopper. It is valid for use on most weekdays, subject to blackout dates, including peak and holiday periods. So when you took a look at that calendar, basically your weekends and all holiday weeks are blocked out. You can make and hold up to 3 park reservations at a time on a rolling basis. Pass holders staying at select Disney resorts or other select hotels are eligible to make park reservations for each day of their resort stay, in addition to holding 3 reservations. Bonus reservations will be added to the calendar from time to time, allowing you to make extra reservations on select days. They did make sure they clarify on the site and in the release that these bonus reservations don't count as a reservation hold. They're literally a bonus, for your money. And it can be customized with add-ons such as the Disney Photo Pass downloads and the water park and sports option. I'm going to talk about those 2 additional add-ons at the end of the 4 passes. So that's your lowest tier, Florida residents only. Basically, you don't get weekends or holidays at all, or holiday weeks, sorry. The next tier is called the Disney Pirate Pass with a renewal price of $594 in tax. Again, also for Florida residents only. Valid for use on most days, subject to blackout dates, including peak and holiday periods. So again, looking at that calendar, holidays and some weekends are blocked out, but you do have more time available to you. You can make and hold up to 4 park reservations at a time on a rolling basis. Again, you can make passes staying on property in addition to the 4 park reservations that you hold. You're able to get bonus reservations from time to time. Again, it doesn't count against your hold and can also be customized by the Photo Pass and Water Park and Sports option. Your third tier is the Disney Sorcerer Pass with a renewal price of $764 in tax. This is the first pass available to out-of-state residents. So this pass is eligible for Florida residents or DVC members. Valid for use most days, subject to blackout dates on select days during select holiday periods. So checking the calendar, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Eve are your only blackout dates. So if you are a Florida resident or a DVC member, those are the only 3 days that you're blocked out. You can make and hold up to 5 park reservations at a time on that rolling basis. You're able to make park reservations for every day of your on-property stay. In addition to holding 5 reservations, you can get bonus reservations. It can be customized. So I did bring up on social media in a pass holder group that I'm in about, since this is the first one that's eligible to people out of state and it's the DVC, and it kind of pertained to buying direct DVC versus resale. Someone did come back to me, kind of had circled back in the conversation and said in a different pass holder group that he's in, a different DVC group that he is in, within the DVC system, I guess somebody had called. I didn't do this research myself. This is a conversation I had with a DVC member. Within the DVC system, access to the Sorcerer Pass is a blue card perk, which means a direct purchase through Disney themselves. Resale are not eligible for this. I can't confirm this. When I looked online, it didn't say. And I'm also not a DVC member, so I can neither confirm nor deny. So if someone out there is a DVC member and you do know the answer to this, please let us know. Drop it in the comments, email us, reach out to us on social media. I am curious about this. Again, I'm not a DVC member, but I just have lots of questions. And then our last level is called the Disney Incredipass. This has a renewal price of $1,104 in tax. Again, your renewal price, not your outright first-time purchase price. These are for current pass holders to renew and upgrade. This is the only pass available for out-of-state and non-DVC members. So if you are like us who live in New England, we are not DVC members. This is the only annual pass that we are eligible to purchase. There are no blockout dates. You can make and hold up to 5 park reservations at a time on that rolling basis. Again, you can, all of your Disney on-property stays, in addition to 5 reservations can be held, bonus reservations, and then again, the add-ons. So if you are someone like us, this is the only option for us. They're pricing it up and you're really not getting a whole ton more than the others. So taking a look at the water park and sports option, that is $99 plus tax a year. According to the website, it's or even less when renewing your pass, which leads me to believe that this $99 is a first-time purchase and could be less for subsequent years if you continue to add it on. That, I believe, when I was reading, is for every person who has the pass. I say that because the Disney Photo Pass downloads was also available for an add-on of $99 plus tax per year, or even less when renewing your pass. That only one person in your party has to have. So in our case, we're a family of 4. The 2 of us are annual pass holders. If it's on my account that I have that extra like 100 and change add-on of the photo pass, as long as I scan it, it's fine. I'll get all the pictures of people in my party. It's not required that every pass holder in the group get it, at least one. So at least it's not included in the annual passes, which was a good bonus for us. But it is better to pay the 100 than it is the 200 per trip, or the 160. I think if you buy it in advance, it's 160. If you wait till you get down there, I think it's closer to 2. But that's for each trip. That's not for a year. So this is better than the current option that they had before. But in my humble opinion, not as good as having it included in the cost of the cost of the pass, which is more money or less, which continues a trend that we have been seeing. So John, I know we have spoken. I know that you have talked to a couple other people. So feel free to join in.
Well, it's not new that they raise the price every year. So that's not new. I mean, it's more of a drastic raise, I would say. Like $1,300 is a lot. So now you have to, I mean, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's just a matter of Disney's expensive, but you just have to figure out, you're planning Disney well in advance already. So now you need to plan, is the annual pass worth it for the way you go to Disney? Are you going to go to Disney? Well, whatever the number is, if it's, I didn't do the math for what the number is to get your money's worth, but if it was whatever it was before, it was 9 days, 10 days, whatever, are you going to go? If you're going to go that many days, then it's always worth it because you're paying for your passes and then you get the extra perks. It's still, you're still getting the 20% off things. You're still getting the free parking. So there's still, and then you get this, you get the 5 reservations plus the park. So there's still, at least there's still, with the reservation system, with the 3 days, it's still giving you that, it's giving you a better option to stay off property because you have the 5 days to play with that. If you're, out of state, I just don't think it's fair that that's the only option for out of state people.
If you're not a DVC member, this is the only thing that
and if you're spending all that money on DVC anyway, I mean, you're probably, it's only those 3 blackout days. So, I mean, you get a little thing there, but like, I don't ever see myself buying DVC because yes, I like to go to Disney, but it comes in, like, we'd never been annual pass holders before this, so it wasn't an every year thing. So DVC didn't make sense for us because we go other, and it might not make it in the future. So I don't think we'll join DVC. Plus, we don't have that chunk of change to pay outright anyway. But I just don't think it's fair that you're putting the burden on $1,300 for somebody out of state who wants to be an annual pass holder because they want to come to your parks multiple times a year, it's I mean, $1,300 for in the adult of whatever a kid adult really is what a 10-year-old is
Mhm.
that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a family. So I think with that, you're gonna see a lot. You're just gonna see a lot more people coming. Those people that came multiple times a year are probably only gonna come once a year now because they're not gonna shell out that much money. They'd rather just pay the day. They'll stay off property, save money there. They'll pay your parking, but they'll save money by staying off property and just buying day tickets. So I think they're pricing people out, which I guess they kind of want to because they want less people in the parks. I don't know. It's just.
So after the announcement, I received an email as an annual pass holder. I don't know if you got this or other listeners out there got this. It was like a 3-sentence, we've made an announcement, go check out our website. But it featured, I forgot to mention this, my apologies. The new annual pass system with its new names and new everything also has a new logo because it needed a fresh start. So it's no longer, I don't know if you've seen me, I have a tumbler, it's an orange tumbler and it has the side profile of the Mickey head and it says pass holder. Well, the new logo is the classic Walt Disney World D with Mickey, but it's like the Mickey from the Mickey's Runaway Railway, like that cartoon style. Someone had posted up, and I don't know if it was like a gag, like I was just kind of scrolling quickly. I don't know if this is real or not, but how the annual pass holder magnets have, Mickey or Minnie or Donald for the festivals. So this one would also have other characters of the Fab Five as magnet options. But the one they used of Goofy made him look like he had maybe partaken in some narcotics.
That's what that Goofy looks like in those things now. He's not
Right.
a very
clean.
He's not a Goofy, he's
comical.
not the Goofy we know, like the.
He's not
guy.
Goof.
He looks, with the scraggly beard and stuff. Yeah. So I don't know. And then just thinking of it, like the whole, like we don't go to water parks, and if we were to go to water parks, it would be a once in a while
day.
things. So I mean that's fine, but just that whole, why couldn't you include PhotoPass? Just making people, you're already paying $1,300 and you're gonna throw an extra $100 on people. It's just, that's the nickel and diming type thing. Just why can't you include PhotoPass? It's just, I don't know. It's just extra things. Just, I don't know. And it's just, I probably will have more to say when I sit in, but it's just a string. It's just more of a string of bad, of just, not necessarily bad news, but just like news that you're not like thrilled with. You're happy if they're back, but then you're not happy at the price. The same thing with, we knew paid fast passes were coming, but then it's just, you're gonna have to pay for a certain ride. It's just every little thing. And I just think in the grand scheme, they're just throwing out all this bad news. And then once the 50th comes, you're gonna forget about it. They're gonna think you're gonna forget about this because you're going to be happy to be there for the 50th and celebrate this 50th for the year and a half. So for them, it's smart, I guess, to throw all this out there now and not do it while the 50th is going because they want more focus on that. But it's just.
And I mean, I was thinking too, okay, so we've talked about increase to regular admission, that happens anyway, but the increase to annual passes, the paid fast passes, we know about paid parking, we know about increases at hotels. We know about all of these things that we have to pay for, and now we could be adding on photo and all these other things. So aside from like food in the park and merchandise, what else is there to price increase? What else is there that we need to prepare ourselves for to pay more? What else is there?
I don't know. Well, I guess they'll probably start. I mean, are they going to charge you to meet characters? To do that? Are they going to, I mean, I'm sure they're going to raise the prices once those dessert firework party things come back. Those will be raised. It's just.
So like every aspect is going to see an increase. And at what point can they stop saying COVID? Oh, this is because of COVID, or we're trying to recoup our money from the COVID closure. I mean, at what point can they no longer blame a global pandemic? Because I think attendance is there. I think the desire for people to travel, I think the desire to go to Disney, people's
Yes.
happy place, I think that's absolutely there. And if they didn't have these, I can't see how Disney wouldn't make money.
Is but the
So
way
at what point do people say enough is enough?
I don't know, but I don't know. They're gonna use COVID as long as they can. As long
Absolutely.
as COVID's out there, they'll use it. Even though none of this is. They don't have
COVID.
to. None of this is COVID at this point. Like it's just this is what they wanted to do, and it was just the perfect time to do it. So
The
they-
fact
they
okay.
won in there.
The
I
fact
know.
that people have been asking since they have so the closures happened, they reopened. Was it early July last year?
Yeah.
People were asking starting in July of 2020, when are they bringing back annual passes? They're not, everything's suspended. When are they bringing it back? The amount of people who have continually asked for over a year, when are they bringing it back? We're in September. Okay, this announcement came in at the very end of August. I acknowledge that. So people for 13 months, thousands of people have wanted to buy annual passes.
Mhm.
So it's not that the demand isn't there.
No.
There's no reason other than greed and appeasing stockholders. But here's the thing, the stockholders and the shareholders and all of them they'll be happy as clams. But when people stop buying it because they're being priced out and they aren't getting their shares, at what point do they say
Yeah.
this is not a sustainable program?
And yeah, until that happens, they're just gonna keep doing it. And I mean,
Why wait until your shares
well,
decrease
I
in
don't know.
value?
They're gonna ride this wave out of people wanting to come back since having to stay home. So they're just gonna ride it as long as they can and use the COVID excuse. Even though, I mean, the parks aren't empty, so but it's
Nope.
just I don't know. It's just more. I don't even know anymore. It's just too much to think about, and I mean, I'm happy with these passes that they're the same format as they were, and they didn't go like the key system like they did at Disneyland. I'm glad they kept it like that. But we, like I said, we knew they were going to raise prices, so it's nothing new. They raise the price every year.
The fact that they just renamed essentially the 4 tiers from like
It's
gold,
just, I think
platinum,
it's just
gold.
you're not getting
things that you had in there before, and
you're paying more for, that's the bottom line, is you're just paying more for less. You're not even getting like, I mean, the photo pass and all that. I mean, I know the water park was an extra. It costs more money if you wanted was it Platinum Plus? You got the water parks or whatever. But then they're throwing the sports thing, and like who even goes to ESPN Wild Rose? Well, any of that stuff. So that's pointless. But
at least if you paid. So the renewal for us on the Platinum Plus is just over $1,000. It's like $1,080, I think.
so it's 1104, I believe it was, or 1140, something like that. It was 11 something. It was low
All right, so
11.
let's
So
say
you save the $200 on buying a new one.
if you paid $200 more, I wouldn't be upset. I mean, I don't want to spend more money if I don't have to, but I wouldn't be upset spending $200 more for the exact same pass with the exact same benefits. I wouldn't, I get it. Inflation, whatever. Why am I paying $200 more and then I have to pay an additional $100 for that photo pass that was included? So now it's $300 more.
And then you're
And
gonna
I'm
pay
almost getting back.
and you're gonna pay $15 a day for your fast passes that you used to get for free.
But even without the fast passes, because right now there aren't fast passes, it's just a suspension of them. They don't exist.
No, but I'm saying you
So
got
I
them, you
paid-
got 3 free fast passes before, so now you're gonna pay $15 if you want them.
I'm trying to be devil's advocate and play their side. Right now I don't have fast passes.
But you
All
don't.
I'm paying for when I go into the park is my annual pass and whatever, like food or whatever. So for me to do that, and for me to do that under this new system, I'm paying $300 more to do what I did before. I think, right? Because that was the big thing that they changed was the photo pass, not included in ours. We still get no blackout dates, all the park reservations,
Yeah,
all
you
that
get the
stays the same.
free park and you get a discount.
So that's the only difference.
and you
I'm
don't
not going
get
to pay
and the,
$300 extra for that.
okay. No, and then you don't get Tables in Wonderland either. They haven't even
Right.
said that's coming back or said anything about that. So I mean, I know that was an additional fee, but whatever.
Tables in Wonderland was a third-party thing, though. So for those who don't know, Tables in Wonderland is like a dining card program that was available pre-COVID. I don't remember how much it was. Was it like $250?
It was $150.
Sorry,
It was 100.
Sorry about cheap.
It was $150 if you were out of
Florida resident.
No, out of state was cheaper. It was $200 if you were a Florida resident, but it was $150. I think DVC and out of state pass holders.
Right, but you had to be a pass holder.
You had to be a pass holder or DVC,
And
you
so
get 20% off the whole bill for up to 10 people, including alcohol. So it was very much, if you went with a group of people, it was very much worth it. If you go see, that saves you
but that
money.
was a third-party program. So when we went in July of 2020, we had asked about it. They extended our Tables in Wonderland card for as long as our annual pass was extended for, which is the length of the closure.
Mhm.
And then they're not selling anymore. And so we went again we went last Christmas. We checked, they still weren't selling them. And then again, as we renewed this summer, again, nothing. So it's just frustrating that we're paying $300 a trip more. And that's just for one person. So if he wants, it's an extra $200. So we're paying $500 more.
We just have to, it's just, I don't know. You just got to at least right now, you're just going to, everything you thought is just more. And that's basically the bottom line as Disney is right now. And basically like at least with our case of annual pass, they've raised the price every year, and they basically when you renew your annual pass, it's almost like you're paying the original version of the old pass. So we bought an annual pass. When it was time to renew our pass, they had raised prices for annual pass. So the renewal fee was what we basically paid for the new pass last time. So it's kind of like this too, where they're going to $1,300, but our renewal fee is basically what we paid. So I don't know. It's just.
But if that's the renewal fee, the original first-time purchase fee is going to be higher.
Yeah. So now I'm assuming when next time for us to renew again, the renewal fee will probably be $1,300 because they're going to raise the price again. It's just.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just.
They announced it right before the 50th.
Yeah. So like I said, I
price
think
hike usually happens in February, end of January.
I don't think, at least I can't think of any, I don't think any more bad news is going to come out right now. Or the month to the 50th. I think we've gotten all this news, and I think they're going to implement all this now and see where it goes. Because again, with the genie, they're saying that's going to be before the 50th. They have. The 50th is in less than a month now. Are they going to put it out in 2 weeks so you can play with it 2 weeks before the 50th? Or are they going to wait till October 1st and throw all this and just throw everything in there?
And do they do a soft launch of software like that for people? I don't know.
I would think they do it at least a week or two beforehand to get people used to it before people who are going to the 50th, and then they're thrown with this Genie Plus and all that. So. It's just wait and see at this point with that stuff, but I don't know. That's just the initial of the thought of the annual pass. I mean, I have to. I feel I need to go and look into what's the break even, what's it gonna. What am I trying to say?
When does the cost of the pass validate?
Yeah, and when is it gonna be okay, so if I go 10 days or whatever, 12 days, then my daily pass will only be $50. So it's you gotta, we have the benefit of at least what the cast member told you is since we are going for marathon weekend, our passes expire at the end of December. So in order for us to make reservations for that, we needed to basically renew our passes well ahead of time, but we can't. And they give you, it's a certificate, and we have to, when we go, we have to go to guest services at a park or the ticket center at Disney Springs and activate our pass. But then in reading other stuff online, people are saying they did the same thing, and a cast member told them, once you go and activate it, you're just going to be put to the comparable level of the new passes.
But is that for people who bought a pass and just haven't activated yet, or is this a
This was for
renewal
people who did the
pass?
same thing we did. They got a certificate because they had a trip booked in the future and they wanted to make reservations. So they did the same thing we did. But then somebody said a cast member told them the same thing we heard. So that bothers me that they do all this, and then these poor cast members don't know what to tell. They're telling you different stories. So how can you not have a roll? You're rolling this out and you don't even tell people the thing. But then, like my question with when we go in January and we go activate this annual pass, are we going to get an annual pass card like we have, or are we just going to be given the Incredipass pass and it's going to refer to we're still pass holders? Are we still going to be, not that we're local, so but are we going to be held to we are only allowed 3 reservations if we're not staying on property, or are we going to get the 5? It's just because that we're supposedly grandfathered in for the next year. So I don't know.
I feel like if you were kind of in our situation where you renewed your pass, regardless of your level, well ahead of your reservation, ahead of your renewal window, and it's before they made this announcement, that it needs to be honored.
Yes,
there's no way we knew what day they were announcing.
This pass comes out that's comparable to ours. They get 5 reservation days. Are we withheld to the 3? Are we still going to get photo pass? Are they going to, we should, but what about somebody, this goes into effect September 8th. So what if somebody's like today, what if somebody's renewal date went out today? So they renew. Are they going to let them renew at what they have? Or are they going to say, well, it's so close, you can renew at the new,
I would say it's after the announcement that they would renew at the new system.
But they say it goes on sale September 8th. I would say September 8th on is the new system. Anything before, if you renew, you're grandfathered in. I don't know. But then if you're a local person, do you want to be grandfathered in at the 3 reservations, or do you want the 5? So it's just a lot of extra questions that.
Well, if you're a Florida resident, you have more options than just.
Yes, but if you want the top tier, not have any blackout, if you're a Florida person who's a blogger or a vlogger who's in the pub, wants to go in the park every day, there's tons of them. So it's just a lot of unanswered questions that I don't think they've given all the information out. And now today's the second, it goes into effect in 6 days. So it's just, and people are still getting different information from cast members, you don't want to be on hold, so you chat with the cast member. The chat people are different than the phone people, and you get different. It's just.
I was impressed, I'll say. So the email came out. The announcement was made. My district had not started school yet, and I was still home and able to call. My wait time was 4 minutes. I understand that's not normal. I understand I called maybe a half an hour after the announcement was made with our question, but it was 4 minutes on hold. I was expecting hours based on what people have said online. I imagine once more and more people were made aware and they had questions, the line maybe had gotten longer, but just in that one experience, those were kind of the circumstances around. I only had to wait 4 minutes, so I wasn't upset about that at all. I'm upset about the price increase. I have other things to be upset about.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure we'll have more to say in coming weeks as more stuff happens, as people buy them and use them. But I don't know. It's just a lot of questions, unanswered questions, and a lot of info that's still
I feel like this time kind of cooling off between the announcement and our show today has kind of allowed me to get a lot of the angriness out. I know Angry Tim would have come out had he been.
But it's just, I don't know.
Angry Sarah was definitely there. I'm frustrated.
Yeah, I don't think I'm angry. It's more frustration with the unanswered thing. It's just, they're gonna raise prices every year. It's that. I don't know. It's just $1,300 is a lot from. I think when we first became a couple of years ago, it wasn't even $1,000 our first one, and it's just that's a lot. That's a big jump. And
we paid for annual passes like a week or two before they announced the price increase too, so we kind of really made out on that.
And it's just the whole not in the only option for out-of-state pass holders. That just aggravates me because that's not fair. Because if I'm an annual pass, if I want to be an annual pass holder, but I gotta go, I don't want to go 2 long trips or 3 short trips, if it was just say the 2 of us, you weren't a teacher, we just had normal office jobs where we could go on vacation anytime we wanted. Well, if we don't, what does it matter? There could be blackout dates on our pass. because we could just go around it because we wouldn't have. So it's not fair to those type of people who don't have kids, who don't have to worry about certain times of vacation, worry about blackout dates, but they have to pay so.
Childless millennials who could go down and literally spend 2 weeks. They could work remotely from Disney. They could stay for 3 weeks. Who knows? But they don't have that option.
They're raising prices to get the crowds down. That's all it is in the grand scheme of things. They're just trying to keep it low because So they're closing our Disney stores. They're hiking prices all over the place. Yeah, so it's pulling off. The people down in Florida who paid the extra money, they're starting to get their license plates this week too. So I did see that. More money in Disney's pocket for license plates, but whatever. That's all I have to say for now. Grumpy Sarah's made an appearance, folks. Whatever. It's what it is. All right, we've gone over, considering we literally had like 5 little quick things and then this one headline. Feel free to chime in on our social media, like, share, comment, reach out to us at Palm Tree Skook for myself on Twitter, at Quick Diz Takes Tim. Tim, I need you. At Quick Diz Takes on Instagram, Quick Diz Skook on Instagram. Come follow us, talk to us, tell us how you're feeling about these, bring up points we haven't. We're going to seethe in the anger and enjoy the dark side a little bit longer. Until then, we will see you next week. Be well and good night.